Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody is having a great day. It's actually it's only about 45 degrees and kind of windy, but damn if it don't feel good right now. Oh my God, it has been so cold that minus 20, I'm sorry, not minus 20, I mean 20 during the day, and minus 10 wind chills sometimes at night. I'm not used to that stuff, but this makes me almost feel like it's springtime. But we have some news on the Dallas Cowboys for you all. We have, it is now official, as of about 20 minutes ago, Matt Eberflus is now the defensive coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys. Congratulations and welcome to the shitstorm that is the Dallas Cowboys. Now the question will be is what kind of defense will be running? Matt Eberflus, because we know Jerry Jones loves to have people that he knows. He has to have a comfort level. So he has hired Matt Eberflus, who was with us, I believe, from like 2011 through 17 as linebacker coach and stuff, working his way up the ranks. Worked with DeMarcus Ware and worked with Sean Lee, and definitely is a guy who appreciates linebackers and linebacker play. What this beckons the question for me is, does this help get DeMarcus Ware, who seems to be itching to come into the Dallas Cowboys and be part of the coaching staff? He has been underneath of him, and this might be a great opportunity for him to get here. Now, as far as Jason Witten, it doesn't sound like Jason Witten is at the present time part of the Dallas Cowboys' plans of joining the organization. So that's where we have on our current update. A lot of people are still, let's be clear here. First and foremost, everything the Cowboys do by the media is wrong. Everything is wrong. Because what you had before, just think about in the last 2 weeks, okay? The last 2 weeks it's a mistake to keep Mike McCarthy. Oh, Mike McCarthy, he hasn't gotten it done. He needs to get fired, right? That's what they told us. They sold you in their head because they thought the Cowboys, of course, were keeping Mike McCarthy. Oh, this is ridiculous. They should be interviewing, the other candidates and blah, 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 right? That's what they told us. But then they let go of Mike McCarthy, and they tell you, oh my God, they are so stupid. How could they let go of the veteran coach, the Cowboys? They're idiots. They're idiots. Mike McCarthy was doing such a great job. How could you let go of a guy who was successful there with 12-5 records 3 years in a row? Okay, so now they're stupid for letting him go. They were stupid for letting him stay. So then, of course, now what the Joneses were trying to do. Ideally, they tried to work out a deal with Mike McCarthy because they recognize in today's football where you don't have 6 weeks of training camp, where you've got 2-a-days, where you can implement a new system and things. Now you got 14 padded practices that you don't even tackle in. So when you start looking at that, they made the call that said, maybe we're better off keeping Brian Schottenheimer. Now, maybe you could have looked at this and said, let's keep him. Let's bring him back as offensive coordinator. But then you're doing the same thing that you did to Mike McCarthy. You're forcing the new coach, the offensive coordinator, in the same way when you brought in Mike McCarthy, you forced Kellen Moore. So they actually did something a little bit better by elevating Brian Schottenheimer to be the head coach so they could still keep the system, and that you weren't implementing and forcing on him the offensive coordinator. Am I making any sense whatsoever? See, here's the bottom line. They look at it and they say, 2 seasons ago, we had an incredible offense with Dak Prescott healthy. He was an MVP candidate. We don't expect the offense to be able to do much more than that. I mean, 36 TDs, 9 interceptions, 1,900 yards rushing the football, where you led the NFL in touchdown passes. Maybe you get up to 40, maybe you get 23, 2,400 yards, but you tweak something that was working. You follow me? You're just tweaking something that was working. So now that is actually, you kind of say, okay, that's actually a plan. So they killed them for saying, oh no, they should have basically hired somebody else who's a coordinator, because they're killing the Cowboys because they say he's got no head coaching experience. Well, if you listen to the guys that they say to go out and get, Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn, they don't have any head coaching experience. They don't. And quite frankly, I mean, I have to look at it and see where Ben Johnson has coached. But the Lions have only been good for 2 years. And was that solely because of because of Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn? I don't know. You could say that maybe that was the confluence of them going out in free agency and getting a whole bunch of free agents and having a lot of high draft picks because they've been bad for so long, and getting Jared Goff there with, and getting those first round picks, that they ended up actually being able to build a juggernaut team. And it wasn't so much what those guys were doing was the reason. It was part of it, but not exclusively. And now when they go to teams that don't have all that, they may not be successful. In fact, you may end up saying that those two guys may not have been any more successful possibly than Shoddy. For every one of these hot coordinates that we hear about that get hired, a lot of them get fired in a couple of years. So remember that. But welcome, Matt. I'm happy that we're getting a younger coaching staff, because I know a lot of people said, let's go get Bill Belichick. And I'm tired of the 70-somethings. I'm tired of the guys deep in the 60s. Let's get some young blood with, some energy, some enthusiasm that understands the internet. Okay? I'm actually happy that we're having a youth movement in coaches. Alrighty, good people. I'm still trying to figure out what they're doing. At the Walmart over here, they're doing some renovations, but they screwed down plywood on the parking lot. I don't understand why you're screwing down all this plywood in the parking lot. You're not putting a building on top of it. Maybe they're going to do, I don't know why you're worried about messing up a parking lot, but that's how much plywood is these days? That's some serious money right there on the ground. All righty, good people. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.